Now what I have here is an ND filters. Now ND filters are really important if you are planning to do YouTube or video productions in general. Now what is this used for? Today in this video we're going to be exploring what are the uses of ND filters and why you will need to have it. Now the word ND stands for neutral density. Now neutral density filters are an important part to be able to maintain your shutter speed for video productions. It will allow movements to be more natural and less choppy, making it nicer for viewers to watch. Now generally if you want to have nice flowy videos, you want to have double the shutter speed of your frame rate. If you are shooting at 24, 25 or 30 frames, you will have to double it. Now if your frame rate is 25 frames per second, you want to have your shutter speed at 1/50th of a second. If you have it higher than that, the movements will look very choppy. If you have it lower than that, the video will look very slow and the motion blur will not be looking natural. Now what do I mean by this? Let's head on outside to have a look at some of these clips. As you can see, my movement within the video is slightly slower and a little bit blurry. It is still acceptable, but I will definitely not go for this. Now this is me waving my hands at 1/50th of a second, which is the ideal speed for frame rate of 24 per second. Now here is me at 1/250th of a second. As you can see from the motion, it's starting to get a little bit choppy. Not all of you might notice, but it certainly is noticeable for me. Pushing it further, I'm putting it at 1/1000th of a second, and the choppiness is definitely much more obvious. Now let's put all these 4 clips side by side, and as you can see, the 1/50th of a second has the most natural look in terms of blurriness for the motion. You definitely do not want it at 1/1000th of a second, as the movements of my hand looks very unnatural due to the choppiness of it. Now just in case if you're wondering, is it possible to get this shutter speed without using ND filters? I've tested it out, so this is what I found. Now as you can see from the footage, it's really overexposed. It's hardly to be able to get 1/50th of a second in broad daylight. Putting my ND filter right in front of my lens, you can see how much light is being cut down due to the ND filter. It basically acts as a sunglass, filtering out the strong light to be able to see the details and the things that are around. So as you can see, ND filters are really important, but there's more than just one type of ND filters. Now I happen to have a pocket full of ND filters over here. Now they are not high grade, but they certainly show a variety which we're going to be talking about. Now there's some with this blue color tint, some with this orange color tint, and some of them which is just pure black, cutting down a level of light. Let's start with the first category of fixed ND filters. Now this is one of the fixed ND filter. What I have here is an ND4 filter. This is a ND filter which is at level 4, which will be able to cut down light for a certain level. There are different degrees to it. There is level 2, there is also level 8. Now depending on what you need and what time of the day you are, if you're in the morning and the light is really strong, you'll definitely want to have an ND filter of at least 8 to about 16. Now different values are important to be able to know how much light you need to cut down for the footage that you're about to take. Now if you're like me, you wouldn't want to bring so many filters along the day. You just want to have one that is able to be adjustable, and these kind of ND filters are called variable ND filter. Now as you can see from the ND filter over here, all I need to do is be able to just turn it, and you can see how much light is being cut down depending on how much I turn. Now as you can see, the added advantage of having a variable ND filter is that you are able to have a variety of different stops within just one filter. There are usually also indicators on the variable ND filter to be able to help you to navigate the different range on the filter. Now, but there's one downside to this. As you can see from the edge, there's actually some sort of distortion or vignetting due to the quality of the ND filter. Now, but don't worry, if you can afford higher tier variable ND filters, some of the problem might go away. I heard the Peter McKinnon Polar Pro variable ND filter doesn't have this issue, so do consider that if you have about $300 to spare. Now the third kind are called gradient filters. Now what are gradient filters? This is one gradient filter. As you can see, it looks really bright over here but dark over here. The darker part is planned to cut out the light so that you're able to see details in it. If you have a very bright sky in the day, you're able to cut down the light to be able to see the cloud. Now there are two other very commonly used gradient filters, which is blue and orange. Now the orange will simulate the sunset, while the blue will simulate the daylight. Now this is so that you're able to give certain colors towards the sky that you're having, be it if you want to have it slightly having a sunset look or having a daylight look. So as you can see from my ND filters, I've not been using them for quite a long time, and the quality of the ND filter has definitely been affected. So do take note of that and try to get higher tier ND filters for this. Now either ways, ND filters come in two forms. One of them is square, which you will need an adapter to be able to fit this right into your lens, or some of them can just go directly into your lens. I will be showing you guys how I usually mount this on my A6400 kit lens. So what you want to do is to be able to get your kit lens and try to identify what is the thread size. Now usually it's able to identify at the side of the lens. but if not, do look out for it. So all you have to do is, once you have bought this variable ND filter, you just place it in front and just screw it in. Here you have it attached towards your kit lens, and all you have to do is just to mount this lens onto your camera and you're good to go. Now, how much are all these variable ND filters? Now, variable ND filters can range up to 25 USD to 300 USD. Now, just in case you're wondering what kind of variable ND filter I have, it's basically from K&F, and it's actually quite durable. The one that I'm constantly using for filming all these YouTube videos are also from K&F, so I'll leave it down in the description below if you are interested to check it out. Now, I hope you like this quick video of me showing you one of the reasons why you need an ND filter for your YouTube videos. Now, there are different kinds of filters that is out there which you will need for different reasons. One of it is called the polarizing filter, which I have done a video right here. Now, this polarizing filter is really useful if you do not want reflections coming out of the surfaces which you are shooting at. Now, if you enjoyed this video, please do give me a thumbs up and subscribe down below if you haven't done so yet, so you will be up to date with the content that are churning out on my channel. Now, besides this video, there's also other topics which I cover on my photography tips playlist right here, which you'll definitely find useful to be able to guide you along your photography journey. If not, I'll see you guys in the next video.